It is 2024 and we are really excited. I would whistle, but I can't. Did you know that's something about me? I can't whistle. I can sing, but I can't whistle. So today we're going to be talking about one word that can impact your year, but actually it might just change your life. This is a solo episode. I'm going to do some reflecting on 2023, sharing some of the top podcasts top podcast guests that I got to listen to, both from download standpoint and some of my favorite episodes. I am going to share what my word was for 2023 and how it made such an impact. And I'm going to talk about 2024 and then help you select your word. And then you're going to tell me what that is. Now, what my word is not, you're going to find out, but what my word is not is subscribe. But I'm telling you, if you have not hit the subscribe button to this podcast, I need you to do that. I'd also love it if you left me a review if you haven't done that yet. But you guys, I continually meet people and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your podcast. I listen to it every week while I drive my car, while I'm walking my dog, wherever you are. So hit subscribe and listen to this podcast. There is always a nugget that's going to help you do your job better, easier, more efficient. I mean, it's going to impact you. So hit that subscribe button. Okay. Now, before this, you learn my word for 2023 and my new word for 2024. Let's get to this week's K-12 PR tip. All right, today's K-12 PR tip is all about setting some goals for your social media platform and one way you can help get there. So, a great goal, especially if you've been established, is growing your fan base or your followers by about 10% a year. So if you've got 1,000 followers and you want to grow 10%, that'd be adding 100 followers throughout the year. Maybe you're going to be able to add more than that, but obviously you get up to 5,000, 10,000 followers, it's a little bit harder. So 10% is a great initial goal, but one way to help reach that goal is to actually invite people that have interacted with your content. And Meta has given us a new option. We've always been able to invite people that have liked or loved our posts. Now it gives us the ability to invite people that actually took the time to comment on our posts. When you go into your Meta Business Suite on your computer and you hit the home button, you scroll down into the middle of the page and it has explore more ways to grow. And it offers the option to reach out to people who interacted with your content. And then it says send invites. I'm going to click send invites. Those invites will come from my page. But you now can pick not only the reactions, but people who have commented. Now you can hit select all, but some of those people that commented may have been the people that shared spammy comments. So I don't necessarily think you should say select all. I think you should go through and only select the people who are actual people and then invite them. It's going to definitely help you increase your followers. So again, when you are on your page, you're going to go into your Meta Business Suite right on the home area. You scroll down to the middle and it says explore more ways to grow. And it says reach out to people who interacted with your content. You're going to have the option to either invite people that have reacted or commented, and that's going to help you. So I hope that tip helps. Now let's get into our one word that's going to impact our year and probably your life. Let's get started. Hey there. Happy New Year. We made it to 2024, and I am so excited to be with you today. We just decided to kick off the start of this new year, just you and I, with a little chat. And I'm actually going to dig into a concept that has helped me have an amazing year for 2023. And as we look toward 2024, it may be something that could not only change your year, but it really could change your life in your role as a school communicator, in your role at home, in your role as a parent or a brother or a sister or a daughter or a mom. Just really excited to share this with you today. But as we get started, I just wanted to share one of the most inspirational people in my life. is Tasha Shu. Tasha is a speaker. She speaks around the country as a motivational speaker to our students. She is a quadriplegic and was injured in an accident when she was only 16 years old. And she has such a powerful story. She has become a dear friend of mine over the holidays. We got to do a game night with her and her husband, and it's always so fun. And she has so much joy in her life. But she just recently shared this story of meeting a gentleman that was 99 years old. 99. And at after the concert, because he still sings in a choir with her dad, after the concert, Doug, Tasha's husband, said, what's the secret? Like, what's your secret? And he kind of thought, and he said, you know what? My mom was a really positive person, and she told me that life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. To me, that comes down to attitude, right? Like an attitude of gratitude. I love that that story came through Tasha, but it's also something that she has taught me and everyone she connects with, that life is what you make it. And whether you've had a crazy bad, challenging year or whether you've had a pretty good year, we've made it. Okay. It's 2024. It's time to maybe wipe the slate clean and start anew. And I don't know about you, but every year I make goals and we kind of set out some New Year's resolutions. Mine are usually pretty aggressive, but a concept that I learned quite a few years ago, but actually last year I read the book and it's called One Word. One Word That Will Change Your Life by John Gordon, Dan Britton, and Jimmy Page. Now, one word is basically a word that's going to follow you throughout your year. It doesn't come lightly because you're going to have this word with you for your entire year. And I've got some steps and a little resource for you to try to do this exercise. This has worked much better than even those goals and those objectives that I put out because one word can truly guide you through day in and day out and be a constant reminder of what you want to accomplish, how you want to show up, how you want to help others, all of those things. You can go to a free action plan at getoneword.com. That's getoneword.com, and it'll give you a little worksheet to figure it out. But last year, my word was connect. And if you're watching here on YouTube, you can see that I've got a bracelet that says connect on it, just to remind me. And the word connect, as opposed to Melissa Marty on my team, who she picked disconnect because she felt she needed to disconnect a little bit from the digital world. My word connect really was leaning into my ability to connect with my family, connect with myself, connect my faith and with God, to connect with people inside of my business, my team, um, connecting to my clients that I serve and connecting to every person I get the chance to talk to. It has become overwhelming. The grace, the love that all of you have shown me in the 10 years that I've been doing this role. But sometimes it can get so overwhelming because I'm trying to, be there for the masses and help out as many people as possible, but connecting has really brought me back to one person at a time. Even myself, connecting to myself, and connecting again to my family and making sure that I can really, truly be present. And I can tell you that it has been an amazing year. It has been filled to the brim, but because I've been able to really focus on the moments and connecting in those moments, it has truly served me so well. I just want to share a few things for me and what it helped me accomplish. And I'm going to lead into some things that I think will maybe help you. But if you've never done the one word, we're going to talk about choosing your word for 2024. Um, but with the word connect, some of the things that it helped me accomplish this podcast. Okay. Every week, not this week, I guess I'm connecting with myself. So I'm living true to that, but I connect with people. It's one of my favorite parts of this thing that I get to call my job, Social School for EDU and helping schools with social media. We have actually climbed up to 194 episodes as of 2023. This is episode 195. I'm getting really close to episode 200. Remember, this is a little project that I started back when COVID hit and I was locked in my house with my kids. And I'm like, I've always wanted to start a podcast. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do a weekly show. And guess what? I've shown up for you every single week. And most of all, I've shown up for me and shown up for the people that I've gotten to connect with. But I haven't missed a week since I launched in April of 2020. My top 3 podcasts this year. So if you are listening to this on or around the first of the year, maybe you want to binge listen a little bit because we can learn so much from other people. But my top podcasts of 2023, first up, most popular was episode 148, Creating Campaigns for Beginners with Megan Anthony. Megan Anthony is a gift to the school communicator group. She has a way of simplifying some things and really making them applicable and doable. And this episode, if you have not listened to episode 148, Creating Campaigns for Beginners, you need to listen to it. It's going to help guide some of your social media processes for this next year. And it is not that overwhelming, but it really follows the RPI process, which I think, Megan, are you studying for the APR? I think you are. And I'm really excited because I know that you're going to accomplish that goal. Okay, so that was episode 148. And by the way, you can catch any of my episodes, socialschool4edu.com/podcast/148. I'm just going to make sure that that's correct. But you're going to go over, I mean, you can go to the podcasts. But yeah, you just type in socialschool4edu.com/podcast/ the episode number. So 148. Okay. Number 2 for 2023 was episode 144. And that was social media strategy and avoiding burnout in school PR with Christy McGee, APR. She is another great friend out of Colorado. You know, I think when we look at our roles in school communication, it can be very challenging. And when we talk about social media strategy and how to avoid burnout, this is an important episode. So I want you to listen to episode 144. And rounding out the top 3 for my episodes for 2023 was episode 146, Social Media at Small Private Schools, Leading the Fan Club with Stephanie Jakoblich. And she's out of Minnesota. She does just an amazing job with her small little school. And I want you to listen to episode 146. Even if you're not a small private school, you're still going to get some great content ideas. This is from 3 people across the country that are just like you, doing social media for a school district, for a private school, charter school, online school. If you want to share your story in 2024 and push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, I would absolutely love for you to join me. Okay. But those are our top podcasts of 2023. And in addition to that, I just wanted to share my top 3 memorable episodes beyond these 3. These were all amazing conversations. So I really do want you to listen to those, but I'm going to give you a few of my favorites if you're looking for things to listen to. One of those was episode 182. It was with my friend Abby England, and she talked about how one simple practice can immensely impact your social media content. Yes, just how one simple practice, and it has to do with gratitude and with really thanking the people that are submitting content to you. It's really brilliant. She claims to have gotten the idea from me, but remember, I get all my ideas from people like you. Abby is out of the great state of Indiana. But I really want you to look for that. It has dramatically increased the flow of stories that she's been able to share. And that one little episode might be something that's going to transform your year for social media. Okay. So 182. Another episode that I wanted to share was right before that. It is episode 181, and it is with Anu Vaid, and she is the founder of Parent Square. Parent Square is an amazing company. Anu is just such a story, and a story of solving a problem for her own family. And now she is impacting literally the world with her solution with her husband. And that episode is called The Key to Student Success for Every Student. The Key to Student Success for Every Student. Anu is just an amazing woman. If you haven't heard of Parent Square, they just acquired Remind. They just had joined with Remind. They also had joined with Gabbert Communications. So they've got a website platform. They've really got this all in one tool. But I got the chance this summer to spend a little bit of time in beautiful Santa Barbara in California with my daughter, who wants to be an entrepreneur, and Anu. Anu took time on a Saturday to spend time with us. What a gift. What a gift to me as another entrepreneur. But what a gift to my daughter. And Anu's an amazing woman. And I just want you to listen to her story, to what she has created, even though it was really hard. And she did not give up. And I am so impressed with the business that they have built. And so I'd really love for you to listen to Anu in episode 181. And then my third favorite, gosh, we're all women. I'm sorry. I do talk to men on this podcast, and I do have a lot of great men that I've talked to. But my third favorite was Carrie Kleba. She is out of Milton, Wisconsin, and she was on episode 155. And she shared the importance of sharing authentic moments and building relationships. This is the key. Authentic moments and building relationships. That is the key behind social media. And by the way, Carrie also happened to get a reel put out by Andy Grammer with her whole story, but she's got much more than just that kind of viral moment. But Carrie's an amazing storyteller for Milton. Actually, she's in my membership group. I love her. She just popped on just a few days ago and had a major crisis and happened to be a live like a office hour session with us. And so we got to give her some support as she was in the freeze state of not knowing what to do with a social media situation. But Carrie's very real, and you will learn to love her as well in episode 155. So you've got some podcasts to listen to. Okay. I wanted to definitely share those. And again, I just love doing my podcast. I love connecting to people. And if you want to connect with me on the podcast this year, reach out, Andrea at socialschoolforedu.com. Let me know. And also you can email me, Andrea at socialschoolforedu.com, or you can tweet me or X me or whatever at Andrea Gribble. Okay. Um, that would be awesome. And some of you are like, imposter syndrome, like, I don't have anything to share. Yes, you do. Even if you're working through some things and we can talk about them on podcast, it's awesome. Okay. The other one of the big things that I did in 2023, I launched my first social media for schools book. So it's called Social Media for Schools. I've sold over 1,500 copies. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So that has really allowed me to connect to so many people and help so many school communicators with the social media managers at their schools. I have a note here from Scott from Northeast ISD, Scott Chigi in Texas, and I took the time to present and share with their group. And he said, I have heard so many people of all levels thrilled at what they learned. And so I just love to make those connections. It was not easy writing that book and getting it out to the world and continuing to market that. But I'm very, very excited that it has allowed me to connect in whole new ways to helping people celebrate the great things that are happening in their schools. Also in 2023, I got to speak at 16 different events in person. what a gift after COVID and, being able to be back in person. Nothing lights me up more than being with people in person. And I'm excited in 2024 to be traveling to Arkansas and California and Arizona, to Seattle, to the NSWR conference and more, a couple places in Wisconsin. So I love being able to connect in person, give people a hug, tell them that they're doing great. And most of all, learning from them, learning from you, because I'm always constantly learning new things and new ways of doing things, words of wisdom, great examples. Always learning. And so I love connecting in person. So yeah, 16 different events. Is a busy year, especially with a daughter graduating. My stepson graduated. It was definitely a busy year, but I was really, really thankful to get to make all those in-person connections. And I actually taught online over 30 times to a variety of audiences, which has been such a blessing. So I've spoken to SPRA chapter groups. I've spoken to private, like Catholic diocese locations across the country. I've gotten to do some one-on-one training with groups of people, social media ambassadors, a few different groups in California, gotten to speak with some groups in Pennsylvania. Gosh, it's been fun. And I can do it right from here, right from the basement of my house. This is my little studio, right underneath the stairs, here in New Auburn, Wisconsin. And so, what a gift that has been. And all those connections have been so powerful. It's been a little stressful sometimes getting ready. I customize every single presentation that I do, so that I can grab examples from the audience, but it has been so worth it. I connected with a new mastermind group. So this is something that I said yes to connecting to other faith-filled business leaders, and really like people that want to make a difference in this world. We're all women. Again, nothing against men. I'm happily married and all of that. But this is a group of women, and we meet at 6 a.m. on Thursday mornings. It's a no pay mastermind group, and there's nothing against paying. But gosh, what a gift. And this group has literally changed my life. And it's something that I can fit in because it's at 6 a.m. on Thursday mornings. The only time I have trouble fitting it in is when it's 4 a.m. in California and I got to do an all day event. Then I tend to skip those days, but most of the time. And so I just want to give a shout out to G3. We're Girlfriends of Grace and Gratitude. That is our name. We'll be doing an in person because all of us have not met in person. We're from all across the country. We're going to meet at my house this summer for a little retreat. So that's going to be a treat here. But that's just amazing when you can connect with people. And I think I love it because it connects me. Faith is a big part of my life. I'm not sure if it is for you, and that's okay. But, connecting the faith and my business is really, really powerful. And honestly, these women are stretching me and pushing me to be an even better version of myself. Um, I had in 2023, as far as like connecting with my family, I had 2 weeks off for family vacation. So we spent a wonderful week in the Dominican Republic for spring break. I spent a week with my girls at Bible camp that we do each summer. And that was really powerful, especially because I officially I don't work those 2 weeks. So I have an amazing team here at Social School for EDU that helps everything run seamlessly while I'm not here. And it's really enables me to connect with my family. And I've had the best year in my business since I started 10 years ago, but I also had the most time off. And I'm really proud of that. And I hope as you look forward to 2024 and maybe your one word, maybe it's about enjoying, some of that time that you can enjoy connecting with your family. So that was amazing. And then I had 2 trips of a lifetime with my husband this year. In addition to those 2 weeks of vacation with my family, I got to travel to Europe for a beautiful cruise with my church. And I got to go to Hawaii with dear friends of ours, our first of many annual trips that we will take with them. Those trips happened 6 weeks apart, which was a little stressful because those are big time changes. Those are bigger commitments, 8 to 10 days vacation, totally off of work, and then having such a busy schedule with speaking in person and online and all of those. It was a little stressful, but I am so, so proud that I was able to truly connect with my husband, connect with the places that we visited, connected with the people that we met. It was amazing. And to think back and reflect on it, and that I was present for those and I wasn't worried about work or worried about my family, or, that I could just really connect and give myself that time. That was awesome. So I hope that you are also able to think to your, year of 2023. I mean, other things, I really stayed committed to my fitness prior, not as good as at my eating. I'm working a little bit on that this year. But I did keep up with my exercise. And so that was huge for me. And that's a huge thing for my anxiety. Um, I also invited my leadership team here at Social School for EDU to a very relaxing team retreat. I was really focusing on how I could connect with them and how they could connect with one another, because we're a remote team, right? So some of them, when we had this little retreat this fall, had never met each other in person. Some of them have worked with me for a couple years and have never met each other in person. So this is huge. This year, this past year, my whole leadership team picked one word. This next year, I am actually planning for my whole team. We have about 30 people that work at Social School for EDU, and I plan to invite my entire team to pick one word, because it was really transformational in my life. So, what is your word? You can, like I said, you can head over to getoneword.com, and you can kind of go through it. The action plan really talks 3 steps. It's really prepare your heart, where you look in. You really want to get quiet. No podcasts, shut me off. No music, just really get quiet and ask yourself 3 questions. What do I need? What's in my way? And what needs to go? It's not always about adding, it's what needs to go. So, what do I need? What's in my way? And what needs to go? And really reflecting on those 3 questions. Once you're done with those 3 questions, it talks about looking up. So you need to plug in and listen. Maybe that to you is God. Maybe that is the universe. Maybe that's something else. But really leaning into what your word is. And there's so many words. I mean, on the cover of this book, balance, pray, pure, journey, trust, commitment, generous, opportunity, um, purpose, love, thankful, risk, give, trust, go. Okay. I've had words like breathe, right? And impact. All of these words that might be yours. So then you're going to, look up and really discover your word. And then the final step is to live your word. So looking out. And so that's really what you're going to do in the year 2024 is keep your word like at your center. I have a bracelet. You could have it on your screensaver. You could paint a little sign. You could paint a rock. You could do a lot of different things. Some people even do one word with their family, which is really powerful. So you can check in on each other. And then you can also spread the word. But those 3 things: prepare your heart, look in, discover your word, look up, live your word, look out. And my word for 2024, not that it maybe matters to you that much, but my word is choose. I really reflected on it. I was thinking about the word impact, but I felt like choose was a better word for me, because every day we're faced with so many choices. And what we choose in that moment can make such a difference. It can literally impact your entire life. And that's why one word can definitely impact your year, but it could impact your life. So choosing is my attitude. Choosing is being grateful for busyness, grateful for travel. I'm choosing to be grateful even for the puzzles of the algorithm and the meta changes. Hey, it's job security, okay? So I'm going to choose to be grateful for that. I'm also going to choose the food decisions that I make. So much of our health decides with what we put in to our body. And it's so easy for me to be so good through breakfast and lunch. And then it gets to be dinner and snack time. And I'm like, I make the most awful choices. So I remind myself before recording this, before 2024, I picked out my word. And then I'm like, well, it's not 2024 yet. My words still connect, not choose. So I can still make some bad choices. But that's what I am focusing on now that we're here in 2024. And what I say yes to, I'm going to get to choose what I say yes to and what that also makes me say no to. Because my family is a priority, I have had to say no to some amazing opportunities to speak in person because it conflicted with something that was set up with my family. And years ago, I wouldn't have done that because my priority, I was scared, was running like, oh my gosh, I have to do everything I can. Ugh, it just, you just got to slow down and know that what you say yes to means you're saying no to something else. Stephanie Sins on my team had just shared on her story this morning. I'm going to see if I can find it really, really fast. Um, my team is filled up with just such amazing people. And Stephanie shared a little quote today. Of course, I looked at it, so I think that it moved her to the back of my list. Um, but she talked about, one day I am going to have clean floors and a clean kitchen and, all of this stuff. And, my kids will be gone and my heart might just break. We have to choose that attitude, choose to be grateful. We get to choose our life. I mean, I just had a quote. I hope in 10 years that I can say I chose the life instead of I settled for it. That was powerful. That also cemented my word when I saw that, even though the word in this quote was chose, and mine is choose to be kind of active. But I hope in 10 years. So everybody listening, I hope in 10 years that you can say you chose your life and then you didn't settle for it. So what's your word for 2024? I would love to help hold you accountable and help you live out your commitment to your one word in 2024. So I am going to post on my Twitter page today, what is your word? Maybe I'll pin that to the top and we can share what is your one word. And if it takes a while to figure out, good, because it's got to be with you the whole year. And guess what? You don't get any do-overs. So if you pick one word and then you're like, I didn't really accomplish that this year, too bad. You got to move on to a new word. Okay. You can't do repeats because it's what you need now. And if it didn't work for you last year, what makes you think it's going to work for you this year? Okay. So I want to know what your word is, whatever that happens to be. And if you can pass this on to others and it can be powerful, it's changed my life. I think it's going to change yours. And as I wrap up today, and reminder, next week, oh my gosh, I've got an amazing podcast guest. So you are not going to want to miss this episode with Aaron in episode 196. Okay, we'll be back with another guest. But I just wanted to end with a little story, and it has to do with somebody who got a mega, we're talking over $20,000 raise this year in her role as school communicator. So I'm just going to share this from my latest blog. And so I'm going to read a little bit here and share with you as I reflect back on all that's happened in 2023. And this is from me. My heart's full. My oldest daughter graduated from high school and is off to college. I got to explore the world with my amazing husband with trips to Greece and Hawaii. Professionally, I got to watch my business really thrive in its ninth year, especially with the release of my book. In my early years of social school for EDU, my mindset was all about growth, 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 bigger, more. I wanted to serve more schools, impact more people, and put out as much content as possible. I was very numbers oriented and felt like a failure when I didn't hit my stretch goals. And while I will always want to expand my influence, my focus has shifted to the meaningfulness of one on one interactions. Remember that word connect. I would rather impact a smaller number of people in a greater way than spread myself too thin. I would rather see lives changed because of my guidance than become just another voice in the noise of self promotion. That's what today's blog is all about. I received an incredible, humbling, anonymous testimonial from one of my members, from one of my followers. And of course, to me, it was not anonymous, but I wanted to share it in an anonymous way. And I have their permission to reshare the story here. I hope that it inspires you to find your own moments of impact in the new year. So, this is the letter I received. Hi, Andrea. No pressure on responding, but I wanted to send you a professional update and a note of thanks. It is a bit long winded. You have guided me as I pitched moving into a full time communication role in my organization and as I negotiated my salary. So I thought it was fitting to let you know how you continue to have a huge impact on my success. I recently applied for a director of communications position at an organization about 30 minutes from home. I had no interest in moving jobs. Honestly, couldn't think of worse timing. But the new position's compensation was $30,000 to $40,000 more than my current role, serving a larger organization. So I felt like I'd be dumb not to at least put my hat in the ring and see what happened. I was super transparent with my supervisor. I really thought the experience would help me see where my gaps were that would keep me moving into a bigger role. They were very supportive. Long story short, I made it to the final round of interviews. The new organization requested homework, which included a press release and social posts introducing a new high level hire, a crisis messaging plan for a specific incident, and an entire marketing campaign recruiting families with certain interests to engage with their organization. A ton of work. I had 4 days while wrapping up the end of my term of the term in my current role, celebrating my child's birthday and attending a rustic camp. It boiled down to having 1.5 days at most to get all the homework done. I immediately went to the Social School for EDU membership tools. I customized templates for the social posts, highlighting the new hire. I used crisis templates from a webinar I attended last summer. The real saving grace, though, was the marketing plan webinar tools I learned from a specific webinar. I literally listened to the webinar in the background as I went through my process and filled in the worksheets. It led me to some pretty brilliant ideas. I got the job. They said they didn't want to steal me from the other school district, but I made it impossible for them not to choose me. My work was so thorough that I blew them away. My current district ended up countering with a 20 plus $1,000 raise. So more than $20,000 raise and summer flexibility to allow me to spend more time with my family. My supervisor said some of the nicest, most encouraging things anyone has said to me in my professional capacity and committed to helping me set some strong long-term career goals so they can help me get there. I think the thought of losing me was a good wake-up call for my organization. And this whole process was a significant wake-up call for me to see my professional worth and that my role is valued. While I left a good chunk of change on the table, I chose to stay in my district where my heart is and where there's a lot of more work to be done with an incredible team. Luckily, the other organization, while super disappointed, was understanding. All in all, I feel proud of myself and for our profession that my small district is willing to dedicate more resources to the school communicator role. And I'm grateful for the Social School for EDU tools that have given me the confidence to continue to grow and showcase my skills. I hope you know the work you do matters. I have experienced the impact personally and am so grateful for all you have done for the communication profession. Yay and thanks. Best, Anonymous. almost teared up again when I got that email this summer. I did tear up. I was tears of joy. I am so, so happy. And I am so proud of you. I am so proud of the community we've built. The best way that I serve with the most resources possible is inside that membership group. And if you want to learn more, you can head over to my website, you can check in the show notes. I'd love to support you there. But I promise to be there. I promise, even though my word is choose, I'm still going to choose to connect as I did last year with so many of you. Let's connect with one another. Let's choose your word for 2024. Let's make this the best year yet. But again, choosing a life and not settling for it and making sure that you can live out of what you get to do every day. Every day you make a difference in your community, with your staff, with your students, and beyond. And I just know that 2024 is going to be the very, very best year yet. So I hope we get to hang out. Again, we'll be back with another amazing guest next week. And we're nearing in on a very special episode 200. You won't want to miss that. So I hope that you've hit that subscribe button, that you don't miss a single week. And we'll see you back here next week. Take care, guys. Let me know your one word.